You hear about how horrible it is to be in debt wherever you go, so it's easy to believe that buying a home with cash or putting as much cash into your property as possible to avoid the hefty debt that comes with a mortgage is the best option for your financial health. However, there are several factors to consider when deciding whether to buy a property outright or finance it. Here are some of the key distinctions between buying a house with cash and buying a house with a mortgage. Key takeaways. Paying cash for a home means you won't have to pay interest on a loan and any closing costs. A mortgage can provide tax benefits for some and means a buyer will likely have more cash in the bank to tap when needed. When considering whether cash or a mortgage makes the most sense, opt for the choice that gives you the bigger bang for your buck. Before we go any further, it's important to note that none of the following should be taken as investment advice. It's purely for educational purposes, and it's meant to teach you how to evaluate your own assets. Benefits of cash. When you pay cash for a property, you avoid paying interest on the loan and any closing expenses. Lenders do not impose mortgage origination costs, appraisal fees, or other fees to assess purchasers, says Robert Semrad, J.D., senior partner and founder of Chicago-based Debt Stoppers bankruptcy law firm of Robert J. Semrad and Associates LLC. Paying with cash is usually more attractive to sellers. 2. In a competitive market, a seller is likely to take a cash offer over other offers because they don't have to worry about a buyer backing out due to financing being denied, says Peter Grabel, Managing Director, MLO Luxury Mortgage Corp. in Stamford, Connecticut. A cash home purchase also has the flexibility of closing faster, if desired, than one involving loans, which could be attractive to a seller. These benefits to the seller shouldn't come without a price. A cash buyer might be able to obtain the property for a lower price and receive a cash discount of sorts, says Grabel. Is a mortgage better? Obtaining funding, on the other hand, provides a number of advantages. Even if a buyer has the financial means to pay cash for a property, it could make sense to avoid tying up a large sum of money in real estate. Grabel explains, if you do so, you may be limited in your alternatives if new demands emerge in the future. For example, if the house needs extensive repairs or renovations, getting a home equity loan or mortgage may be difficult since you don't know what your credit score will be in the future, how much the house will be valued, or other criteria that impact financing approval. Selling a property that was purchased with cash might be difficult if the owners had to strain their finances to do so. If cash purchasers decide it's time to sell, they should make sure they have enough cash on hand to put down as a deposit on a new house, Grabel advises. In other words, cash purchasers must ensure that they have sufficient liquidity. According to Grabel, you may offer yourself greater financial flexibility by choosing a mortgage. A mortgage calculator is a useful tool for budgeting some of the expenditures. For homeowners who itemize deductions rather than taking the standard deduction, paying a mortgage might give tax benefits. While you shouldn't take out a mortgage merely to obtain a tax break, a lower tax bill never hurts. Mortgage interest payments are usually tax deductible. According to Semrad, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, TCJA, of 2017, on the other hand, roughly increased standard deductions, making itemizing unnecessary for many taxpayers, thus eliminating the mortgage interest tax deduction. Of course, a mortgage will cost you more in the long run since it includes interest payments that accumulate over time. However, depending on the health of the stock market, Semrad cautions that paying cash for a mortgage may not be financially sensible. You may be saving less than you would have if you had taken out a mortgage and invested the money you didn't spend on your home. Special considerations. Having a mortgage might sometimes shield you from some creditors. In most states, customers have some protection against creditors when it comes to their homes. Some states, such as Florida, exclude the home entirely from the reach of creditors. Other states have imposed limitations that range from $5,000 to $550,000. This implies that creditors cannot compel the sale of the property to settle their claims, regardless of its worth. Semrad explains, this is known as a homestead exemption. However, keep in mind that if the homeowner fails on their mortgage, it will not prevent or stop a bank foreclosure. Here's how it works. If your house is worth $500,000, and your mortgage is $400,000, your homestead exemption may save you from being compelled to sell your property to pay creditors the $100,000. 000 equity you have in your home, as long as your state's homestead exemption is at least $100. 000. Even if your state's exemption is less than $100. 000. A bankruptcy trustee might nevertheless require you to sell your property to pay creditors with the equity in your home that exceeds the exemption. A mortgage, on the other hand, will not totally secure your assets. A judgment creditor may lien the bank account and utilize the majority of the cash to pay its claims if a homeowner kept the funds in the bank and financed the house, explains Semrad. The bottom line: when deciding whether to pay cash or take out a mortgage, the best advice is to go with the one that gets you the most bang for your buck. Also, consider which option would provide you the most return on your investment. Paying cash for a home's whole purchase price is equivalent to investing in a bond that pays the same interest rate as a mortgage, says James Briegenzer, owner of Briegenzer Group LLC, an Indianapolis-based private equity and capital management firm. Choosing not to pay a 30-year mortgage with a 5% interest rate, for example, is effectively the same as receiving a 5% return on the investment price. If you decide to purchase a house with a loan, make sure you can easily afford the principal and interest payments each month. If you decide to go with cash, make sure you'll still have enough to cover ongoing costs like property taxes, homeowners insurance, homeowner association, and other fees each month. So, that is our analysis about buying a house with cash versus mortgage. Thank you for stopping by to watch. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Make sure the bell notification is turned on so you don't miss any new information from us. Also, don't forget to share your investing opinions. In our next one, we'll see you all again.